How about that banner that just kept staying on there? You're muted, just let you know. So,
Hello.
hello. Thank you, everybody. OG, Kristen, Taylor, Tim, Stacy, Taco, Carrie C, Sam's Pretty Paranormal. What is up,
Hey, Sam.
everybody?
Hello. Oh, I have to
Thank,
turn you up. That intro was loud. I loved the
wow.
the shattering glass sound.
Yeah.
Shh.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. So, I did a live about a week ago, and I had mentioned how maybe we should look at some of the old footage and the tours. And Boston came
With
up
her
with
type A personality.
their type A personality, came up with this idea. Let's do a deep dive from the beginning and see, the origins of all of this and witness this evolution that occurs when it comes to the manor. And I just gotta say, wow. Like, I've seen these videos a few years ago, and I think a lot of people overlook them because they're buried so deep down they don't see some of the
Hmm.
stuff that we're going to watch tonight. But tonight, we are going to show two different years of the actual home haunt. So everybody can get an idea of what that's like. And so, Boston,
Well, more
I
than
guess,
that, technically.
well, yeah, we'll get into it more, but I'm going to use you like the audience right now, okay?
Okay.
Um, what do you consider to be a home haunt when you think of the words home haunt? What do you envision?
Right. A haunt at someone's home. Um, a haunt that, yeah, a haunt at someone's home, obviously. Um, like a boo haunt, I guess. Like,
Okay,
either someone's backyard or their garage or their basement, or like you literally walk through the living room and maybe they have props or like people that jump out and scare
sure.
you.
So yeah, a home haunt is basically that. I want to say a home haunt is usually like only maybe the side of the house, the backyard, and they usually
Yeah.
put up like garbage bags to separate it as like dividers, and they have the family jumping out and doing stuff. Uh,
Yeah. I had one in my neighborhood growing up that I looked at from across the street.
yeah, Dollar Tree decorations in them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's different though. So like a traditional boo hunt is more like a maze, right? You go through this maze, and people jump out at you throughout. And then when you get to an extreme haunt, I think of an extreme haunt more of like an open world, right? You're in this immersive world. It's not a linear path to get through all the time.
Right. You're not necessarily walking through, like, just from what I've heard and seen from some extreme haunts, you could be like in a room, like one
Mhm.
place for like an hour, and it
Yeah,
could be happening like to you, around you,
right.
etc.
And so Russ made this home hunt, which I have to say, like, we're about to watch it, so I'm not going to give away too much, but why didn't it stop there? It was it was good. This is really sad to see that he had something. There was something there. Now there is very still questionable things that occur throughout the video where I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"Ee," but
Well, yeah, yeah, and I think that the goal, because that's kind of how he had talked to the audience. Would you guys like us to like go through and rewatch the old videos and review? And so then I was like, huh, I wonder what like the very very first video was. And I watched it, and it was really short. I think it was from like 2007, and I was like, yo, Kris, we got to do a timeline of like break it down, because there was weird kind of Easter eggs. I guess a better word, since we are talking about Russ McKamey, would be red flags
yeah,
that
yeah.
you see even back when it was like this kind of wholesome but like really well done thing, you
So
know?
I just want to set up the night. We're going to watch these videos, and in total, they're about 2 hours long. This is just episode one, right? We're going to go year by year and show the progression of the manor to what it is today. We'll get into the time when we start watching full tours. Right now, we are in the home haunt years. And what we are going to witness is the beginning stages of the extreme version about to start. We're not going to get there yet, but this is going to be really interesting. To use the fair right claim for commentating purposes, we will be talking throughout it. We are going to try to do our talking over all the streams in that, because there is a lot of just people screaming a lot.
Yeah, headphone warning.
And strobe light warning. If you are epileptic,
we should put something on the screen, actually.
Well, it's going to cover up other stuff. So if you're epileptic, you might not want to watch all of this. I can't really give you a trigger of when it's going to happen because it happens throughout.
What about the epileptic deaf people? Like, maybe we should put a little, just real quick, here, type a comment, pin it on the screen, and just say strobe light warning, and then we'll take it down. I just want to make sure we're covering all the bases, because there are a lot of strobe lights. And while he's doing that, another thing that we're going to be doing, these aren't just going to be little edited movies, as Russ calls them. There's also, I'll give him credit. He archived archived? Is that the word?
Archived. Okay. Archived. You're sounding like somebody else we know.
He archived, stop it. He archived everything. So we're going to be showing different, like TV ads that had come out. We're going to be showing a really, really I don't think we'll get to that tonight. We definitely won't, but probably a whole episode we could do. He was a panel several times at different conventions.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. We are going to get to that.
So it's going to be a mix of a lot of different kind of stuff.
Tonight we are going to just dive into the home haunt. Let's watch that very first video that debuted on Fearnet.
Yeah. 2007, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm Danielle Harris, riding Route 666 to America's Scariest Home Haunts.
Fearnet, short. It's only about 3 minutes long. And in this, we are going to witness a different side of Rust that we don't see.
Right.
Severed heads, decaying corpses, demented clowns. All month long, we are paying bloody tribute to the coolest home-based haunted houses. Check it out.
Yeah, Danielle Harris is amazing.
Yeah.
The whole haunted house is very scary.
So we got the whole family together on this.
This is Carol Schultz. Christmas to some people, Halloween is for us.
It's fun
and
living
shout
in
out
a
to
haunt,
Carol.
but
She looks
sometimes
amazing.
It gets a little freaky.
It doesn't ever go away. It's 24/7.
And this video is being used off of Carol's channel.
To play.
Yes.
All of the inspiration for this haunt comes.
Did you find it weird there was a little kid in there?
That was the first thing I was like,
I
well,
built all the sets.
yeah.
Each room is
I mean, I
different.
know
Each
it
room's
was
got
a
its
home
own effects,
haunt,
its own sound.
but like
You
the
get
kids,
people wetting their pants.
I couldn't do it.
I had one guy have a heart attack.
So we hear the
had
heart
folks
attack,
just
right?
go nuts.
It's already starting back then.
You're now entering McKamey Manor.
You know, he's in the hall
The
here.
scariest part of McKamey Manor is the spike room. It's a small claustrophobic box, and these spikes drop on top of you.
Oh my God!
They hit water balloons. They get splattered with water. They're screaming, "I'm blue!"
I'm writing down the things that I'm noticing.
Yeah,
And they
so we're
walk out
already
very,
talking
very
about
shattered.
water.
Oh my God! It's a clown! It's a clown!
Are you ready for some clowns?
To be honest,
Disco clown.
well, I'll wait
room.
until this
If you
is
look around,
over.
you
I
see
want
all
to
the
say
little
something about the
decorations
heart
like a
attack
normal
comment.
70s disco party. This is the one cheesy, fun room, even though there's still some scares in here.
My favorite room is.
Yeah,
the
Carrie, it
execution
was a
room.
very
It's
sad
way over the
interview.
top.
Prepare to witness death.
That's cool.
I mean, the amount of animatronics he
in
had,
here, that
which
times
I should
they
say
can't
Carol
move.
had. right? Because Carol purchased
So
all of these, and
can't get him out
he
of
claimed
here
it as
because
his
they're just
own.
in panic mode. They walk out laughing, crying, screaming. It does get pretty
You
intense.
know the neighbors were pissed.
I know.
You want to see what we've got in store for
That's
tomorrow?
Yeah.
That's
Come
the
on.
it. That's the it. That's the end.
That's
okay.
the it.
You forget
So
you
I can
choose
still
not.
hear it.
And
Okay.
it's off now.
Yeah, so I'm curious, like, as we play these different things as we go, like, we're obviously going to be pointing out our thoughts, but chat, like, if you are noticing any, let's call them early warning signs, right?
Mhm.
Things that, like, that video clip was back from 2007. And I believe the home haunt thing, like, kind of got big scale in 2005, I want to say. As far as like the neighborhood, like going down blocks and blocks, but he's been doing this since forever.
Mhm.
Like even on board he's been doing little haunted houses and stuff, even when he was in the Navy. But the heart attack thing, and then you highlighted someone's comment saying, yeah, he's always talking about the fake heart attack. You're right, but do you know something? If someone did have a heart attack, I would say it would be from this general time period, because back then he was letting anyone come, children, elderly.
A person had a heart attack after going to the manor, right?
Yeah, that's believable to me.
It wasn't in the manor. Maybe it was just a close. Nothing was happening to the person at the time when they had it.
Yeah.
So that's where the whole heart attack rumor comes from. For the fact that he already said it, my guess is it's already happened at this point.
Exactly. And then the wetness. Yeah. The weird need to get people wet.
Yeah. Yeah, animatronics are not cheap at all. I mean, some of those are ones that we see in big haunts. Like that man in the electric chair. 17th Door has things like that. So these are extremely pricey ones. Yes, this has more scare. I think some of these scares are scarier than the stuff in the actual manor. Now
100%.
The manor that we know in San Diego was only scary because you were getting the living shit kicked out of you.
Right.
You know, this has actual scares in it. So we're going to dive in. We are going to look at a walkthrough from 2009. Now, after we do the 2009 one, we will go to a 2010 one. There is many similarities. So this 2009 one, I'm probably going to fast forward through quite a bit because the differences are the set design. This one, I feel like the 2009, the set design is not as elaborate.
Well, and it's not as, you're right. It's more than just the set design though. Are some of the different, like,
I'm not giving spoilers.
Okay.
Is what I was doing, but good job, Boston.
What I'm saying, I said it was more. And also, to be fair, these, so as you can see there, this is like one of 7 clips. They're roughly like 10 minutes long each. There is a lot of screaming.
Yeah, so I am going to turn the volume down quite a bit on this.
Yeah, I would. Because there's no point for it to be super loud.
The majority of this, there isn't talking. We'll try to hear the parts where Russ does talk. And I am going to fast forward through this 2009 one quite a bit. Boston, when I do this, I can't see comments. So if you see anything, if you can put those on the screen.
Okay. Oh, and also beforehand, yes. We don't have it ready, but I think we should show... I'm saying yes to people who didn't ask, but I'm assuming they'll want to know.
What?
We will show me going through the Wax Museum in Salem at some point, because I think that my reaction in Salem was very similar to what we're about to witness.
Your reaction was the exact same as this woman that we're about to witness, and we were going through a Spirit Halloween.
Yeah.
So.
Spirit Halloween.
we got the Star Wars crawl going. Russ takes his movies, I should put in quotes, movies, very seriously.
And note that he mentioned there, this is a 50-minute tour.
Yeah. So the people, when they came in, they would be greeted by Carol to hear a ghost story about the theme.
McKamey Manor Asylum. It was started in the 1950s.
I like the story.
Yeah.
Throughout
I think that's
the years,
a cool
it
thing
has
to
housed
have, too.
hundreds, if not thousands, of patients. About 10 years ago, the warden started cloning off the patients to sell their body parts and brains for a profit. He was easily able to clone the patients as he developed a special liquid, and all he had to do was splash it on them. One patient, however, a very angry Miss Mary
Now,
Parker,
I'm not saying there's
was
anything
able to
wrong with
avoid
this,
being
but look at how
cloned.
many kids
This
are there.
afternoon,
Like,
Yeah.
it's a home
killed
haunt,
the
so kids are going to go
warden
through
with
on
his very
Halloween.
own
I get
axe,
that, but
along
this
with
is a
some of
scary
his
haunt
clones.
for kids this age.
If you should see
It's really
Mary
scary.
Parker, take caution.
I'm scared. I
She
got
is
scared with just watching.
roaming the halls this evening.
I think they got better
looking
scares
for
than some
her
of the
next
haunts that are out there.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And whatever you do, do not look her in the eye.
So we hear about this axe murderer that killed the people in the asylum that you're not supposed to look into their eyes.
Sandy, the superstar. Come here, Sandy. We are absolutely.
We love Sandy.
Sandy's already regretting life.
You saw what happened to Christine, right? She ran out screaming, quit. You like my coffin?
Yeah.
You like it? You like coffins?
This is important.
No.
Guess what? Guess what? You're going in, Christine.
No.
You're going in, Christine.
Watch how long
You gotta come
he
in,
tries to
Christine.
tell this
Come
person
here.
she has to do this.
Come here. Are
She
you
says, I
gonna
want to get out.
No.
Follow me.
I am not going in a coffin.
Come on. Come over here. It's okay.
I do not want to go in.
Christine.
No.
We'll
I'm not
bypass.
going in a coffin. I will freak out.
It's
No,
okay.
I do not want to go in.
Are you gonna quit?
Wow. So
Yeah, can
already
we pause
there.
real quick?
Are you good to go?
So already we're having issues of people wanting to quit and him trying to talk them out of quitting. And his wording and how he says stuff, we see it today. This is the same guy. Yeah, he sure.
I love how it hides your face when
I know.
we put comments up. That's awesome. But yeah, that was one of the first little glimpses of like, well, and I know it's like, come on, you're trying to goad somebody in to do something they're scared of, and I get it. But it was, come on, following her out. She was adamant, and at that point is when you just say, okay. Like,
Well,
even her family looked awkward. Like,
I think if this wasn't Russ, we would look past this and be like,
right.
They're trying to talk the person. They're just going with the game. But we know how this ends, right? We know the progression that it becomes. And this was one of the early warning signs that this was all going to go downhill from there. So let's hop back into the video. And we see like the bed sheets doing the room separators. I believe at this point we're on the side of the house. This is the exact same way Boston was.
Except I wasn't laughing. She's like laughing a little at this point.
Yeah, Sandy's having a good time at this point, right? Life isn't bad. Sandy hasn't started to freak out too much. Tell yourself that's.
I'm not scared.
It's a good boo scare, you know, they're jumping out from behind the sheets. There's nothing elaborate in this part of it yet. Now we're getting a little more, you know, we got the body parts hanging, but still sheets on the walls.
If you guys in comments, if the volume is still too loud for any of you, can you just let us know?
Yes, Stacy, Sandy is the MVP for
Listen,
sure.
the first thing I told Kris was like, because he kept saying she's just like me, and I'm like, no, she's braver than I am because she's keeping her eyes open.
Okay, so she's made it through a couple parts. I believe whenever we're seeing the sheets, and if anybody can correct me, I think we're still outside at this point. I don't think we're in the actual house yet.
He did say, okay, we're going into the basement.
Okay.
All right, write down 3 things that scare you. Quick, quick.
So maybe they did. Maybe they walked downstairs for that. Absolutely amazing plant for a scare. Now we're seeing, look at this. I'm going to pause this. We are seeing Russ get the Kodak moments that he talks about right here. These are the shots that he sees in his head that he does this for and hangs on to this. And right now they're innocent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was a well-deserved scare. That was a great distraction to fill out the paper.
Yeah, creative scare.
Yeah. And he's getting those shots that he wanted here. And we're starting to see the beginning of Russ behind the camera. Is that how Danny and Ben refer to him, as the behind the camera Russ, or the, I think is what he says. I know that I have said several times there's different Russes. There's the actor, there's the one behind the camera. This is when we're seeing the one behind the camera. Yeah. That Fearnet episode we watched when he was out front, that's the charismatic one, you know.
Charismatic.
I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Just a couple minutes so that we're not playing this in its entirety. So he had very high-end special effects throughout, which this is one that you see in quite a few haunts out there. Oh, Sandy. Poor Sandy.
I know.
I feel like Sandy knew the guy.
She's really upset about that.
She is.
Oh, I like this part.
So what we're seeing here is the actors
see
are
the
getting,
husband laughing, like,
and the actors are getting close to her, right? They're getting closer. They're breaking that bubble. They may be pressing on her, but they're not grabbing anybody at this point.
Right.
So now we're going.
This
is an important room. So this is the little hands coming out. So that's grabbing. I don't.
Oh, that would scare me so bad.
A lot of haunts do this. So I want to pause this here. When we were watching this is when I noticed something. How many shots throughout Russ's movies do we see where people are screaming, "Let me out! Let me out!" and they have that chicken wire above them?
Mm-hmm.
That's right here. And while I think Sandy's reactions are genuine and whatnot, I have a feeling, because we're about to watch other videos where the people get to the same spot and do the same thing, I believe they are coaxed by Russ to get that shot that he wants right here.
Which he still does to this day.
He still does that,
I mean, but he tells you. He says, tell me blah, blah, blah. You know? Tell me, don't tell the people not to come here. It's a weird, it's a control thing, but it's also like he needs to capture that moment of you saying exactly what he wants you to say and looking exactly how he wants you to look on film. For his little trophies. We've talked about that. It's the Dom thing again. Exactly. Yep. And there we go, the water.
Yep. Now,
is that like I've never been to a real haunted house. Like, is that a big thing used in haunted houses?
Water?
Mm-hmm.
So Sometimes there is a mist in some of them.
A mist is different.
Well, no, more than a mist. A big one that I have seen that's pretty common is, and we'll see it later too, is where there is some sort of video playing and a person gets shot in the video, and usually you get a splash of water at you.
Yeah,
right?
So that it feels like blood or whatever.
Yeah, I don't want to say that it's not in all of them for sure. It's probably in less than half of them that I go through, but I have seen it before.
Yeah, and you guys will see if you follow along the series, you're going to see the progression of the water get like bigger and bigger. People get more and more wet. And Kris and I were talking about this last night, but he made a really good point. Like, it's not about scaring people with water. It's that you look disheveled, like, especially women, your makeup runs, like, you look like, again, how he needs you on camera. He
is setting you up. And you notice her husband, Sandy's husband, and the rest of the people behind her are not getting this. They are not getting this look of distress. They are not getting this look of fear. Sandy is his target in this.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to say that I used it saying Sandy is his target in this. I'm more so saying the star of his movie in this, because I don't necessarily think, except for a few parts we haven't gotten to yet, that anything is wrong with what happened so far in what we have seen so far in The Haunt.
Right.
The husband got a little bit in his face, but Sandy's starting to...
We keep calling him the husband. We don't know if he is, but I love him. Whoever he is, I love him. And I love her too, even though we make fun of her.
Sandy's a trooper.
She's a trooper.
She's just going through a day right now.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, this is a good size haunt. For the fact that it's in a house.
15 minutes. And if it's going to be 15 minutes, it's got to be... Because this house wasn't that big from what I saw on Haunters. Right.
So...
Oh, see? That got me.
Did that really just get you?
I wasn't ready for it. Okay, I was about to say something. I got scared. Oh, she hates this.
Yeah. There's nothing. I don't
know.
want
You have to show this part. This is so good.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is there's nothing wrong with what's happening.
No.
She isn't quitting.
He went like this with some of the fake acid.
Sandy is immersed right here.
She is. Well, to be fair, she was immersed after, like... Have we gotten to the... Did you skip past the car?
No. No. Why don't you just calm down? It's like horrible to watch a movie with.
I just want to make sure you didn't skip past
I didn't skip anything.
Okay, so that was part 1.
So you gotta give me a minute, because every time that I leave this video, I have to scroll through all the videos to get back to... Oh, actually, this one let me go
right that's that next.
Too. Okay, so what we have seen so far, not really bad, except for the one girl that wanted to quit, and he kind of coaxed her. And even then, at that time period, Russ hasn't really crossed any lines that I feel. You see that at regular boo haunts. Now, one thing that I'm noticing too is the extremes, not knowing the limits. And I feel he's pushing the actors to not knowing the limits. Like, how many times do they just stand and repeatedly scream at her and get in her face? I fast forwarded through that part where he was holding the foot, but that went on for quite a few minutes.
Right.
as just a good storyteller, you should move. Just keep moving.
Just keep
right?
moving. Right.
But he feels that he needs to repeatedly say the same stuff. And throughout this haunt, you're going to hear them say, "Shut up. Get down. Shut up." Things like that.
Oh, when we get to that part? Oh, well, that's a special surprise guest when we get to that part.
So, but that's as bad as saying boo.
Right. Yeah.
Be creative with it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's move.
There is definitely a lot. Oh, and it should be noted that there are, in these years, there are children actors, high school kids, maybe middle school age too, and adults, a mix of everyone. Hey, Heather.
So
this is cool. This is cool. I like this.
This is not something that Russ made. I want to say this is something that you can buy at Transworld. It's called The Last Ride, and a lot of haunts actually have this as an add-on you can do later. So this was the coffin earlier the lady did not want to be in.
Yeah.
And Sandy doesn't want to get in it neither.
It's so hard to watch her because, like, if I was her, I would just be in a fetal position. Like, you'd have to carry me out of there.
Well, so here's my thing with this, right? There's a crowd of people behind her. Is Sandy the only one in the group that goes in? Do they only pick one person?
I'm going to assume when Russ is filming... Oh, for the coffin, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the vibe I got. Yeah.
Because this takes so long.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Oh.
Buried alive.
Taylor's wondering.
So, right here, Russ is already starting burying people alive. That is
right.
What
this
he's
is the...
But he's faking it here. He has to keep, elevating it every year to the point where he actually does start burying people alive. This is just the beginning of that. What did you say about Taylor?
He's asking, is this what I did at the haunt with you? The storage container one.
Taylor, I don't remember doing a haunt with you. Sorry, buddy.
Yes, you did.
What haunt did we do together?
I know you said you did a haunt with. I could have sworn you said you and.
We went to Crucible together.
Yeah, but wasn't there? Haven't you done a few together? I thought.
Yes, Taylor. Then, if you took a little coffin ride, this is what you did.
This is the coffin.
And I'm sorry, Taylor. I am sorry. Please let me know.
You're such a dick. I didn't do a haunt with Taylor. What?
What?
It's okay. He also met our friend that guy like years ago and was like, "Oh, I'd love to meet you someday." And that guy was like, "Oh, you did." Okay.
Holy shit, Taylor! I forgot. We went to Hush.
You went to Hush together?
Yeah, I forgot. I'm
so sorry, everybody watching this right now. What you're experiencing
Taylor,
is
100%. Yes,
a bad friend.
You did go through.
We spent like a week there. I was gonna say I could have sworn you told me this.
Like a week there. Yeah, I forgot.
Oh my god, that's embarrassing.
I worked a lot when Taylor was visiting. He hung out with my ex, and yeah,
I'm embarrassed for you right now, Chris. That's not a good look. That is not a good look.
Taylor still loves me.
Let's get back to Sandy. Taylor, I'll be your friend. It's okay. He loves you too, Taylor. This is something else I noticed. Well, a cool feature to have anyways, is a screen, which I'm assuming the guests that don't go in the coffin get to look at it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's entertaining.
And that is part of the package. So what Sandy is experiencing here is a story. You're hearing these people talking about burying her alive. As you're in it, what? As you're in it, you're smelling dirt you're smelling dirt, you're feeling it shake, it's rocking back and forth. You feel bugs crawling all over you at one point. So poor Sandy is really going through it right now. Sandy is broken.
This is sad. I think that would be so fun. Yeah, I don't think me personally, like, I don't think I'd be scared of this part.
What?
Don't look at me like that. Because nothing's jumping out at me. I'm in an enclosed dark space. You know what I mean?
Carrie, there's parts of this that, yeah, we have talked about this, and I'm not 100% sure. Do I think that maybe she is doing this for the camera a little bit? Maybe a little, but I think...
But you've seen me, so you know that people can react this way.
This is true. This is true. I think in that coffin, I think that was legit fear.
Yeah, I agree.
What did you hear in there?
Poor Sandy.
You were buried alive. Did you smell the dirt?
Yeah, and so
did you smell the dirt? You were buried alive.
Well, he has to push that he has something special here, right?
Right.
He has to really like brag about what just happened to her
because he has the scent effects that go in.
Yeah, so we're gonna fast forward a little. Sandy's still trooping through.
Yeah, Taylor's saying I think she's legit. It gets stinky, hot, claustrophobic.
Yeah. Okay, so we got a sign. This is some more creative areas, I think. Don't listen to him, Sandy.
But again, how many haunted houses, like home haunts, walk-through haunts, are there where the owner of the haunt is like in your face telling you what to do the whole time?
Well, I don't think that he does this with every group.
No, obviously not, but it turns into being that he films every single, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think this is what got him to want to start doing that. Mm-hmm. He saw he was probably getting a bunch of views at the time. This would make me want to go there.
Yeah.
And for anybody just tuning in, this is not what the manor is today. Okay? So don't think signing up for McKamey Manor, this is what you experience. You just go to his front yard and roll around in dog shit now.
That's why the series is called The Rise and Fall.
Yeah.
We're in the rise part.
So sad that, like, it could have ended here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He probably would have made enough money to actually have a building at this point, mm-hmm. and have an actual haunt. Got people in washers coming out.
That's
now,
cool.
I don't care for the spitting on.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
I have been to a haunt where that's happened at a regular boo haunt, and I'm a germaphobe, and that did kind of get me a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like Sandy's the one that has the heart attack.
That's what I was saying. After watching some of this, like, I could understand how, like, maybe someone did have a heart attack, you know? Like in these years.
So another thing that Russ has to show off, which I don't get when you have such a great prop like this, I wouldn't show it on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's such a great visual surprise. We're going to see her swing an axe at the door. Now, this doesn't show it great on here, but it is leaving indents into the door, like there is a person behind it.
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah,
I'm like
you can
pointing at
see
my
it a
screen
little
as if
bit.
you can tell where I'm pointing. Like right there. And then there.
So
it is cool as hell. And it's sad. And then what's even cooler is to have that and then have an actor come out from behind.
Yeah.
Like this whole scene. Let's be quiet for a minute because I want to watch this part. I would have peed my pants by now.
Yeah.
100%. Everything about that whole scene. Like, that could be the haunted house for me. That could be it.
Oh.
I think at this point, too, the husband's like, he was laughing at the beginning, and now he's just like...
He's not scared. He's
not scared. He's just like, his eardrums probably hurt.
He realizes the amount of probably therapy that he is going to have to help afford. Let me see. Did Carol take that?
I don't know what she has.
If it was still around, I mean, Russ didn't get it. So if it was still around by that time, because I don't know how well this stuff held up, Russ didn't really take care of his stuff very well. If it was still around, I'm sure she either sold it or still has it. So let me get the next one going. What?
Why is there an ad?
Because I'm not on my
premium.
Premium plan.
I just realized nobody heard that and they just saw me dancing. It was a commercial with cowboy music. Yeah, I heard that too, Josh.
What?
It was left to rot.
Oh, hey, what's up, Josh? Thanks for stopping by. So she's been in there for like 30 minutes now at this point.
Yeah. I was just going to say, like, this special, like, the animatronics and all this stuff, like, that obviously costs a lot of money is really cool, but, like, even just the genuine jump scares and, like, just with actors and, like, timing and when to pop out and where to pop out of, like, it was all really well thought out.
I'm going to skip through some of this stuff where it's just seeing some of the props. We'll get a little bit of a highlight and get going because we're almost an hour into this stream and we haven't even started the next set.
Also, please notice that she is barely getting touched.
Yeah.
In this tour. She's being touched, but it's mostly like guiding or like boo with like a hand on the shoulder, you know.
Nothing insane.
Oh, this. What did you point out? This is probably the very first version of...
This is probably the very first version of Mother's Kitchen, which is one of the infamous McKamey Manor scenes where usually you go and have to eat disgusting stuff. And I believe this is the same kitchen setup that he still has today in Tennessee. I could be wrong about that. It does look very familiar, though.
I don't think he is.
What?
Monetized?
No, Russ isn't monetized, and this is also not Russ's channel that we're playing this off of.
Yeah. We wouldn't do that.
Yep. So.
He's still, Stacy's
Yep.
asking. Yeah.
Yeah. He, what, at least when I was around in Tennessee, Mother's Kitchen was still there. That's what was turned into the escape room. That's a great gag right there coming out of the microwave. I absolutely love that. I could just pick any random time to click on, and it's the same.
Yeah.
She's still screaming. And that's the thing. Like, how long has she been in just that room screaming? Why did Russ need to film all of that? You got the reaction you needed. Move on. It's that not knowing when is too much.
Because I think this is literally, I mean...
At this point, they're in
It's his high.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah.
They're in his house at this point?
Yeah. So there's some touching there. That's not bad.
Also, what's with like the is that like a Viking dude that reappears over and over again?
I noticed, I think it's the theme. I think there's several actors with the same mask. And when we watch the next tour, we'll see that there's a theme of actors with a certain mask.
Yeah, but I don't get the theme here. They're at an asylum.
Oh, I don't know what the theme is with the Viking mask. He probably got cheap on fucking Amazon or something.
Yeah.
And bought everybody this mask. Great.
That's a cool.
Great props. When they say that hundreds of thousands went into this haunt, had to have. That none of this stuff is cheap.
Oh god.
So was that in the couch? The guy came out of the couch, right?
Yeah. Okay, now he's touching her.
He is pulling her hair, and that shot. This is Russ's bread and butter right there.
Go away, please. She's
so we
tired.
noticed on this time, the couch is a famous scene that you'll see throughout the San Diego days.
Pay attention to the couch.
The guy just jumped out, caressed her hair, went back.
That's something I don't like. And like
What?
you mentioned earlier, it's a cheap shot take it haunt. Just the constant screaming, not of the people going through, of the actors.
Yeah.
Like, scream at me once, okay, but then just over and over and over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. I mean, mind you, we're only on part 4, and we're like an hour into this thing, so I'm going to probably skip a lot. Get out. That's one thing. It has an get creative. Don't just say get out. Oh, shut up. Ooh, we're in like a chop shop. No, I'd like to know. We're all watching this, and I think the majority of us are like, wow, impressive, right? What are your feelings that there's 10-year-olds that go through this? Is this too intense?
Yeah, is this too much for a 10-year-old? Do you know how to make polls?
No.
Do you have to be on? No. I think you have to be on YouTube to make one.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious.
Do we hear what's going on here?
Oh, yeah. Turn the volume up low.
Funny? You think this is funny? Shut up! You think this is funny? Hey! Boys, what are you here? What are you doing here? Spam it! Don't Don't you look at me! Don't you look at me! Don't you look at me! Don't look at me! Get out! Get out! Get out! Shut up! Shut up! Hold on! Get out! Shut up! What's your name? What's your name?
So,
Oh my god.
I think the majority of us have figured out that
Have we?
From that schnoz.
Someone say something in chat. Who are we looking at right now, guys?
Do we know who the actor is here? And why this actor, out of all of them, got so much attention?
And why this actor, out of all of them, it was the one room in the whole place where it was complete control fetish, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Sit down, kneel, heads down, shut up. What's your name? We're not getting any answers.
We got Russ.
Yeah.
As the actor in this scene, and how much of it is focused on him. The horror movie is now not about Sandy. This scene is about him. We saw all these other actors throughout, little glimpses, nothing big, but it has centered around this.
Do you want to replay a little bit of it? Of that part? Because they didn't realize that as watching. Because I think this scene is really important to watch. Because it's the beginning. It's the little seed that is planted.
Don't you look at me! You think this is funny? Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! What's your problem? What's your problem? You keep your hands down! You think this is funny? You think this is funny? Shut up! You think this is funny? Hey! What are you here? What are you doing here? Stab it! Don't you look at me! Don't you look at me! Don't you look at me! Don't look at me! Get out! Get out! Shut up!
Just how long this scene goes to. It's like...
I know.
And to me, my whole thing is like, what's scary about that?
It's nothing, but that's foreshadowing to the ski mask.
Massive foreshadowing. This whole scene. It gives me chills.
Mm-hmm.
Open it up.
There's weird, dumb stuff at play.
Yep. This is what ends up in the back of the red van, I believe.
Yeah. There, we got the cooler there. In the room that Russ is acting in, we have the infamous ice cooler.
Shut up.
Another slow motion shot.
Look at the roughness of even that. Like,
yeah, this is the first time.
And there's nothing wrong with what he's doing. Lots of haunts, especially the more extreme ones, rough you up a little bit, tossle your head around, right?
Yeah, I think this is pushing it.
But that's a bit much.
Pushing it at this.
for a home haunt.
Yeah. Gonna lower the volume. Russ is now gone. And we are going to get through this because they stay in there for a while.
Yeah. Well, and we have to keep in mind, too, there's so much, like, just B-roll shots.
Yeah.
Like, that obviously weren't, like, all this stuff, it wasn't from when Sandy went through.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
For a boo hunt, it's a bit intense, yes.
It is.
I just meant that he wasn't, like, it didn't seem super rough.
Mm-hmm.
Does he yell at 10-year-old? Oh, yeah. You're about to see some 10-year-olds in 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah, her tour, she's just with adults, I believe. But kids were going through this at the time. Keep in mind.
So more animatronics. Like, I mean, how many were in there? I would love to know the total number. And this is 2009, right? Sets get more elaborate as we progress. But at least now people are seeing this is what the home haunt was about.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the kid actors, some tapping. I feel that this is a wild home haunt. I mean, this is how a legend starts, right?
Mm.
These people come running out looking like Sandy here. Oh, Sandy
she can't see. She can't even see. She screams so much. She probably has like no oxygen left anymore.
Oh, probably.
Act 5. See, you guys, now I hope you understand why we've been fast forwarding through a lot of this. Because it's a lot.
I believe this is the one with no sound.
Oh, it is.
So we are going to really skip.
This just shows that he has like the jungle room with like those fake snakes hanging from the ceiling and stuff.
Yeah, so I'll just show.
But we did watch it because one of the reasons I wanted to make sure we watched every single minute of these chronologically, and we know obviously these are edited and Russ edited them. We don't know things that happen that he didn't want to show. There could have been things that happen that he doesn't show in these edited movies. I don't think that's the case this far back then, but it's possible. But I wanted to watch every single minute to really see when did stuff start happening.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that guy. You see that costume later on during the extreme
portion.
Mm-hmm. Where did I just see that? The bunny. The guy who was the bunny.
Okay, let's not give spoilers.
Oh, sorry.
It's the worst.
Sorry.
All the snakes.
You wouldn't handle this room very well.
Oh no! I what? Oh, look at that! I didn't notice that. What? That wrapped around her neck.
Ugh.
No, I wouldn't. I would have pushed through this room so incredibly quick, and it just let you guys know there is no audio on this video, so it's not like I have the volume down, even though I'm sure you're still hearing Sandy's screams in your own head as I have the last few nights. She's still in the same spot. We've been in here for over 5 minutes.
I don't disagree with you, Taylor. Sadly. Yeah, this whole part is just them wrapping fake snakes around her and
so
her crying. And she's like hysterical. Like honest I don't know. That also upsets like I think there's gotta be some point where you're like, maybe this person should just be escorted through without any more scares.
Well, obviously he wanted to Oh, shit.
Her face and reactions are priceless. That was gold. Her whole tour was exactly what he strives for.
And my guess is that he knew her from someone and said, this
and
person,
she was,
she needs to go through.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe he was screening people in a way.
Yeah.
I know that people would just line up for
That's
for
a cool
this.
effect. Bottomless pit.
Yeah, the bottomless pit's always a cool effect done with mirrors.
And it sprays you.
I'm surprised she reacts after being in the same place so long.
You don't get bored. Trust me. I know Sandy. I can relate to Sandy. Sandy is me.
Now we're in another asylum. How many actors are in this too? There's quite a few people working in this.
Yeah. Well, you see them repeated too, so I think they just...
Yeah.
There must be lapses.
Oh, there's usually in a haunt quick passages.
Yeah.
So that one actor can work several rooms at once.
I just would think that in someone's backyard, you wouldn't really have the capacity to do a whole lot of that.
Oh, so now we got the toilet, the infamous toilet. This is seen throughout the San Diego days.
Yeah, I don't know, Carrie.
Oh, I want to listen to this part.
Sandy, I gotta tell you something. The only way I could do that was actually run that through our toilet lines. That's really toilet water.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you take a shower when you get home.
Again, another thing that we hear in the contract that we see even in Tennessee, that participants are going to go through raw sewage. Now, let's be real. That wasn't run through the toilet line. That's a gag with a hose shooting it out, right? But we are seeing that story begin here. We're seeing all the stuff that still are in that 40-page waiver.
Yeah.
Originating here. All right.
I have to anyway.
Oh, Sandy.
Now, Sandy,
Yes, please.
you tell me right now on the camera if you want to get out.
I want to get out.
Say it louder.
I want to get out, please. I want to get out, please. Please.
Okay, let's go this way.
Can you pause?
Yep.
This pisses me off. This pisses me off. Mm-hmm. Because this is not okay. She looks right at the camera like, yes, please, I'm done. Like, I've had enough. Trusting him. And it's not done.
Yeah. Well, technically, for the people watching at home, they haven't seen that. She's just leaving the haunt. Everything's still okay at this point.
And I just gave a spoiler.
Yeah, but what does happen next is not okay.
I'm just saying, like, the look on her face right there.
I think you're not allowed to watch any more of the movies ahead of time.
Okay, but remember, in Salem, my biggest fear, and the thing I kept asking you, is it almost done? Is it almost done? Because part of me wanted to go backwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he has told her that it's done. And look how much more she still has to go through. At this point in time, consent's been broke.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm sure she didn't sign a waiver to do this.
Right, but still.
Yeah, you should honor that.
Yeah, Carrie. I think he probably was a little bit.
I think I think he's about done with the entire thing.
Yeah.
He is regretting even taking Sandy out that night on a nice little stroll. They were going to get some coffee after. He doesn't want
Right.
to do that
Like,
anymore.
I guess we got to cancel the Mexican reservations. Not going out for dinner after this.
How
It's
much
just wrong.
of that?
Like, and Russ was right there. He could have easily just made like a hand signal, tell people back up, she's done, escort her out, you know?
She's being bombarded with more actors in one scene than she was through the entire haunt when she said she was done and she wanted to leave. So I can't remember. There was a part 7 to this, but
it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
No, I
this
looked
ends.
Yeah.
So she's out of the haunt, still going now. That's the end of the Sandy clips.
I noticed the same thing, Stacey.
But so that's not uncommon for haunts when you get out and you're safe that the person with the chainsaw doesn't chase you. Trust me, it's happened to me way too many times. So now we're going to move on to a new set. And Boston, if you want to talk for a minute, this will give me some time to
get ready.
Yeah, because I got to find this one.
So I believe we're moving on to 2010, right?
Yes.
Oh, and I found the testimonial videos, by the way, but I don't think they come up until around the 2011.
Okay, well, we will get there.
So we'll get there eventually.
Let's recap a little bit about what we saw.
Yes. I'd like to ask the audience, too. What have we learned today, boys and girls?
So, we saw a successful home haunt, I felt. There were minor things within it that I felt pushed the boundaries of what a home haunt should. Sandy wanted to leave and was not able to. I felt that was wrong.
And was not only not able to, because sometimes I could understand if you're in the middle of, especially a home hunt, they probably don't, I'm sure they don't have like exits in certain places for safety and that kind of thing. So I get like if you can't leave, but she was told, okay, you want to leave? Okay, you get to leave now. And then that was ripped away from her.
All right. And we are now moving to 2010.
Which I believe we'll probably see if there's another little beginning Star Wars thing he does on this. But I believe that nothing has changed as far as timeline goes. Sorry, timeline. Length. I believe it's still a 50-minute tour.
So I'm fast forwarding through it. Carol does her story just like we saw before.
It's a little different though. She did change it up. And here we see children as well.
Yeah, so this is a group going through. So the only thing that we missed that I fast forwarded through was Carol telling her story about.
But it does change a little bit.
I don't want to watch it, and they don't want to watch it. There was a train that derailed, and a bunch of people died, is what Carol talks about. And the axe lady is still around.
And something about zombies.
Russ has now started doing the freeze frames and has started naming things. Right. So I noticed, like right now we have the swamp. Later we are going to see other ones that kind of have stuck as some of the stunts that Russ uses today. So this is a big upgrade from when Sandy went through. Remember when Sandy first walked through, it was bed sheets.
Are you sure this is part 1?
Yeah. Part 1.
No. Pause. Act 1. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks,
because
Boston.
he does do.
Thanks for trusting me.
No, because he
Thank
does
you.
do a condensed version of everything
I know,
we just.
I know.
Okay.
I skipped all those.
Oh my gosh, Nicole Morgan. Good to see ya.
So very upgraded here. We got the snake room. Those walls are moving in and out. There's probably people behind them pushing on them.
You can hear the kids screaming in the background
Yeah.
too. You guys are gonna notice some, I think, a very significant change.
Yeah.
That he does between 09 and 010, which is like.
Sorry.
Like that would scare the shit.
That is a great jump scare. Russ knows when to jump in and get that shot, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to mind you, the person in the front has the most terrified look. The people in the back, not as scared. I don't know if there's some stage to that.
Well, they're not getting the attention. Of course, the cute mom in the bumblebee outfit is the star of this one. I'm sure that was not
Do you
planned.
hear a buzzing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's part of the
thing.
They're in the electricity room.
So this part just goes for a really long time with them walking through the hands and then the shot of the little kid. So kids are still acting in the haunt at this point. We're still in the swamp. We got Jason Voorhees, animatronic. Good light setups.
Oh,
now,
she's coming up to the.
No, we saw.
Yeah, but is it different?
We saw Sandy do this.
Name 3 things that scare you.
No, it's the same. Such a good scare.
It's a brilliant scare. I'll give Russ props on that. I imagine that gets everybody.
Yeah.
I don't jump scare easy, and I know that would have got me.
I've seen you jump scare.
Not in a haunt.
No, like with ghosts.
Well, that's different.
Haunted locations.
So we got a new actress here. The set has been elevated from when that last guy was there. Same gag. You can even tell it's the body of the other guy. Kids are cracking up at the mom going through and being terrified.
No, they're scared too. I hear them screaming.
The little one in the back, I think, is pretty scared.
That is not a kid behind her. I'm telling you.
I said the one in the back, the way one. Yeah, I know. The other one isn't a kid either. Kind of looks like it, though.
You kept telling me that's a kid, and it's not a kid.
So she can't see, we can't see. That does happen in other haunts. We saw that with...
the things above her. It's about to come down. See?
And, yep, so we're in the room. And right here is the infamous...
You can tell that he's like, okay, now scream it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell the different reaction. Doused with water.
Yeah. It's like, no, not until you scream. Because because at that point, the scare's already happened, you know?
Yeah. He wanted to collect those screams.
Yeah.
She gets out of the swamp, and now we're in the industrial room. Nightmare on Elm Street-ish. Great lighting, great smoke effects, great props. Look at her. This is like Russ's like perfect shot, right? Her hair's wet, her makeup's running. She's disheveled.
Did you say disheveled?
Yeah.
Let's just splash more water in her face.
Yeah. Now, did he hit her in the face with something or just splash it?
No, I think it was like a of water. And then he had his little fake foot thing.
She doesn't look too happy.
Maybe she did. Do you want to rewind? Maybe she did get hit in the face. Well, I'd be pissed too if I was going out like... It cuts right there. Maybe she did get smacked in the face.
I think she did. And if that's a latex prop, that's going to hurt.
Mm-hmm. That is such a good analogy.
So that room. I believe. Okay, so now we're in the dungeon.
That scared me a little. When it's quiet and then a noise happens, that's like the best way to scare me.
Just a lot of props, some video, some more video effects. Rush showing off.
It's like every prop at Trans World was purchased for the making of this home haunt.
For real.
Brought to you by
Trans World.
Right. Yeah. And Carol's wallet.
Here
we go. So we're back. We're at the coffin.
So the actor's pulling her this time now, right?
Yeah.
We're no longer nice, gentle pushes and directional.
And there must have been something wrong with it, because notice that they don't have her actually do the coffin. Mm-hmm. They just had someone jump out of it.
Okay. It's the end of that one. And I got another commercial. Oh, no. You're muted, Boston.
I know, I was drinking.
Oh. So this one did not go right to the next video. So I need to go back and shuffle through all of these videos. So fun.
That's annoying. So I need to entertain the crowd.
Yeah.
Why would Carol drop so much money on him? Love? Control? Meaning like he was...
I was about to say...
controlling her. No.
Carol was trying to control him? Is that what you were saying?
Either she was just out of love and they were together. They were pretty much common law married, you know?
I mean, yeah, they were in a relationship. She was
passionate. She clearly was passionate too about Halloween and...
Yeah, you have to be to turn your house into that. Oh my goodness, there's so many videos.
Listen, and if she wasn't the only one. We've seen that time and time and time again. So many people blinded by him, and not just in romantic relationships, friendships.
Yeah, I mean, I can vouch for that myself. All right, that was part 1.
You know what's a great movie, though? The Wedding Singer. Well, don't make that look. Julia Gulia. It's a great movie.
So now we're in the asylum. It's been upgraded, it looks like, a little bit.
Hey, Danny. Thanks for stopping by.
What's up, Danny?
Love you too.
So we saw this gag earlier. It's still here.
I'm sure everyone watching already knows this, but Danny, of course, is doing an amazing series, investigative journalism series, along with Reckless Ben. Danny's channel is linked in the description of this video, so make sure you're subbed.
Yeah. Just released a new video the other day. It was really good.
Yes.
So...
there's the little Viking guy again.
I mean, how many of the same prop do you have, right? They're all the same. It's just people getting electrocuted. And look how confined that is, too.
Yeah.
Right,
okay, so this is a new version, though, isn't it?
No.
Oh, it's the same. Okay,
yeah.
Sorry. I'm skipping ahead. Spoiler alert, there's going to be a new version one of these years. I suck. I'm sorry. I do need to stop watching videos ahead of time.
Still in the same room while they just scream at her.
And remember, her children are behind her.
Yeah. 10 years old.
Because someone asks at one point, how old are your kids? How old are your kids? And the kid says 10. Or, how old are you?
Yeah.
And the kid's like, 10.
So we're in the fun house. Did that not look just like Russ?
Yes.
Did you see it? Look.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some uncanny resemblance, actually.
Yeah, that's crazy. Got clowns. Russ has a clown thing because we saw him when Haley Days put him through the manor, and his manor was him just getting his face painted like a clown.
Like a clown.
I guess it was pretty spot on. So that's what he is.
A clown. Burn.
Burn! Now the actors are starting to really grab.
More aggressive. I would say more.
Yeah,
at this
more
point,
aggressive.
we're definitely more aggressive than we were a year prior with Sandy.
Yeah.
And it could be, and again, these are just two edited examples, they could have been aggressive in 09, and maybe because Sandy was an older woman that they weren't going as
possible.
Hard. I don't think so, though. I think that there's a clear evolution happening.
Last year was great, but this year we need to up it somehow.
And he says, okay. I won't give any more spoilers.
When you even say that. Michael's kitchen.
Oh, interesting. Not Mama.
No, not yet. But again, this is.
Oh, because it's Michael Myers.
Yeah. We saw a lot of the same stuff. Already.
No, don't stop. Stop. Just hold on.
I'm going back.
Okay, I'm thinking this is the.
It's not.
Oh.
Michael's like, move out of my way, lady. Really cold in here. He really looks like he's cold now.
I know.
Wasn't turned on or anything, so I doubt he really is cold. But
Well, isn't the bat cut out anyway?
Can I say that's like the worst Michael Myers
I was
man?
gonna say. What's
and
up
her
with the
reaction
hair?
of being scared. Now, when we were
She doesn't look scared.
When we were at Old Hospital on College Hill and Michael Myers showed up and choked me out.
Yeah. That was scary. That was a good Michael Myers. He choked me out too. Don't take all the credit.
Yeah, he was choking everybody out that night.
I got choked out first.
That's fine.
Michael likes me better.
You know, when I watched that, I was kind of, oh.
Can we pause? Is that, you said sometimes you get spit on? That wasn't spit. That was like full.
That was more so what's happened to me before.
At Hans?
It happened once.
Jeez Louise, like right in someone's face though?
It wasn't, no, was it on my face?
I mean, look at us here nitpicking this when we all know very well that, like, we interviewed Christina Busters a few weeks back and she was forced to eat somebody else's puke, so.
Right, and we're going to get into that later, but yeah, I was at
this is
a haunt where a person, they spit the blood out like that, and then they spit a little bit extra in a vial, and then they poured it on their hand and smeared it on my face.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a little weird. I didn't know how I felt about that. And that was at a boo haunt. Oh, no!
That was a good sound effect. That's a good actress, too. She's not blinking. She also seems, she gives me very much like annoyed too at parts.
Yeah,
yeah, couldn't. Right?
So, all right, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit here. Again, that gag, beautiful. So they're trying to figure out how to get out.
She just said, "Where's the chainsaw?" So that is something we've noticed. She is very, like, that's her thing. She's scared of chainsaws.
Yeah. And she has been told that there wasn't going to be any chainsaws.
I can see that. I could see that, Stacey. But here's my thing. Regardless of if she is acting or not, like, Kris and I are complete opposites. He's someone who would go through this haunt and he probably wouldn't be scared at all, but he'd have a blast because
I think this one would get me a few times.
You do? So, and I'm someone who I would be, you would probably think I was acting because I would be like Sandy.
You would be Sandy 100%.
I think I'd be worse than Sandy. My eyes would be closed, so I'd be running into stuff. That's true. Yeah, I wouldn't either, because that's stuff that's supposed to be out. I'm a bit of a germaphobe too, not as bad as you are.
This is when things are going to really take a turn. And we're going to see the beginning of the manor that we knew in San Diego begin.
Well, we saw that a little in 09. Little hints, little red flags.
Yeah, so they are in a zombie house. And they're telling them to get out, and they can't find their way out at this point. We're in the room with the couch now, once again.
Mm-hmm. Danny did eat dog poop, actually. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Saw a video of it.
I learned that on a podcast. Wait, you saw a video of it?
Yeah.
Oh. I learned that on Pod with Meg, I think. I love her. She interviewed them.
Oh, yeah. That was a great interview.
Yeah.
Check that out. Pod with Meg.
Is that what it's called? Or is it Meg? Yeah, Pod with Meg.
Yeah. She's a great interviewer, and Dan did a great job as an interviewee. So here's our
Okay, yeah,
new...
now we've got the zombie video. Remember when I gave you guys that spoiler?
When Boston talked about it like 10 minutes ago? We're now watching it.
Ow!
What did you do? Boston hurt herself. So the little kid doesn't want to look. I mean, there's so much going on here. I am shocked. I mean, to each their own. If you feel your kids can handle it, cool. If you're having the reaction that you're having, I'm kind of shocked that you got your little kid in there. But so that was Boston. I know that you're probably still watching. That was the thing that I talked about happened to me in some of the haunts with the water effect. Was that when that gets shot, it sprays water at you, so it feels like blood.
I'm okay.
That's good. I didn't see what happened.
I missed my armchair, and my arm slid off it, and I fist punched the wall really hard.
Wow. So, and now we're at the couch. Last time they just grabbed her hair.
This time she's full, like, being pulled.
Yeah, this is... We have now moved to aggressive touching from the actors. That is...
Right? Yeah, I think a lot of kids would.
Now, this is where the haunt is going to take a turn. This is where I draw the line on what should happen to a kid. At no point in time should these little kids be bagged. Like that, this has to be terrifying.
And it's the beginning of... It is the very beginning of Russ's whole obsession with, like, well, it's scared. They get real scared if they can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids. So everybody, the kids and adults, have these ski masks on, and you can see they're backwards. So, like,
you'll see a better shot of the kids here in a minute. Because one kid gets wise.
Right.
And I think Russ actually gets mad at the kid. See, we can see that girl. It's the back of her hair that's in the eye part. So she can't see in front of her. Telling all the little kids that they're going to die.
And like...
Have you heard of the runaway train? Yes.
Yeah, I think this is when we're starting to see this haunt take a turn for the worse.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you? How old are you? How old are you?
10.
Funny, that was the same age as the two little girls that died from the mysterious Mary Parker. 10 to 20,000 people died from the runaway train.
So,
Mary Parker.
Yeah, this is...
Have you heard of the runaway train? Yes. You're gonna die.
This is actually a really... Oh, are we allowed to... Oh, they don't have it anymore, but 17th Door did have something like this, right?
Yeah, a lot of haunts have something like this.
It's a cool scare.
So I want to pay attention to this part.
Because this is
Russ is now talking to him. He's not happy with how this is going.
I tell you, take off your hoods, you take them off, and look straight ahead. Carrie Ann, do you hear me?
Yes.
Do you hear me? Do you understand me?
Yes. I just want to get out of here.
Take them off now!
Kids had a bag on their head. They ripped the bag off as a train is coming at them.
Oh, so that's Russ being mad. Turn around, turn around. I don't want to see your face. Because the kid put the ski mask on where the face part's on the front, and so he could see through it.
See, he's
and
doing it.
And you can see his head.
Look, he keeps grabbing that kid's head.
And going like that.
Trying to twist it like his head is on a fucking rotation. Oh. This was Russ's audition to be Batman. I just picture, where is she? Where is she?
Yeah, I agree. But then I'm like, are we being too sensitive because we know who it is? So we're just oh, this is creepy. Everyone listen to this part. Creepy in like a skeezy way.
I really do.
Nobody else, Carrie Ann. Are you afraid, Carrie Ann?
I am terrified.
Are you afraid, Carrie Ann? Yes. Are you tell me you're afraid? Oh, they're gone.
Yeah, where's my group? Where's my
You're
kids?
by yourself now, Carrie Ann. Stay right here, Carrie Ann. Don't move a muscle. Don't move. Don't breathe. Stop breathing, Carrie Ann.
So,
tell me you're afraid. He sounds.
I've
like
been
he's
back
like
and forth with
on
this,
there.
right? Because we don't know her relationship to Russ. We don't know if there was any sort of manipulation going on, saying just come through.
Rewind. What did he just say about being a? I think I just go back like 2 seconds.
Get your head out now. If you're gonna die, you're gonna die. Take it like a woman. You hear me?
Okay. Take it like a woman. Okay.
So they're doing something because she said, ow.
And I don't think that's her talking.
No.
That was a badly piped in sound effect. She says, ow. I think they're holding her hands behind. She's at that look. The look on her face there is like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, get me out. This is creepy. This is weird. Just his voice. I get he's like trying to be Batman or whatever, but his voice in that part being like, tell me you're afraid. What do you mean, tell me you're afraid? Yeah, like, say something actually scary. What do you mean, tell you that I'm afraid?
I gotta
like, why?
Again.
Huh?
Said I gotta scroll again.
Oh, sorry. I'll hear shitty Batman now. I know, it's hard to unhear it.
I really want to take clips of Batman now, The Dark Knight, and just voice over with Russ's.
No thanks. Tell me you're afraid.
Tell me you're afraid, Joker.
You're all by yourself now.
Oh.
Your little group is gone. I probably thought it was another home haunt. If it was bad, it probably have an age restriction. But so are we being too sensitive about this? Because I see little kids at, and I've never been there, but I see them all the time at Hollywood Horror Nights.
Oh, Hollywood Horror Nights, you're not getting grabbed. You're not being told you're going to die. You're not being...
You aren't?
No.
Well, I don't know. You say no like that. I don't know. I've seen a few walkthroughs of haunts.
Well, I mean, things jump out and, they say, you need to run. You need to do this, right?
Yeah. They're
not hooding the little kids.
Okay.
I mean, I have only gone to ones where I signed waivers where they put a bag over my head.
Oh, look at this comment. Okay, so this is good to know. And again, like, thank you, Taylor and Kris. And don't talk to me like I'm dumb. Talk to me like I am a child who has never been to a haunted house, because I've never been to a haunted house.
Yeah.
Except for that wax museum in Salem. Which was not a wax museum, by the way. Just going to point that out there. There were animatronics that were not wax.
Yeah, I think it's up to the parents' discretion. Now, I do think McKamey Manor is way too intense. And where I'm going is like, did she know Russ? Did Russ say, "No, we got these props," and he told her what it was, and maybe she had a conversation with the kids before? We don't know that, right?
Yeah.
But
we know that they didn't have an age limit. They had no age limit up until this point.
Right.
We know that.
And yeah, nobody is bagging my kids.
Yeah.
No way that is ever happening.
Mm-hmm. Or pushed around even, yeah.
Yeah, no. We would have been out. The Saw Room.
I just feel bad for all the poor San Diego kids.
Now, also, remember there are kids working in this town as well. Are they their friends coming to see them?
Not 10-year-old kids working, though.
It could be 14, 15.
Yeah.
This is a little intense for kids.
The editing's horrible here because Russ clearly is showing two different actors. One who was there during her tour and one who was and then this guy for a different, doesn't matter. Yeah. We get the point. The guy sawing his fake leg off.
There's another guy reaching into the toilet to her.
Yeah.
So we'll skip through some of the. Oh, so there's the toilet. The toilet's back again.
Oh, but also I just thought of this. The whole get the key thing.
Well, that's from Saw.
I know it's from Saw, but I'm saying an Easter egg of the evolution of the warning signs of something he has people do. Crawl around in the trench in his backyard for the key. Well,
we can one-up this even more if we're following that theory. There is no key.
There is no key.
There is no end to it.
Exactly.
I'm trying, but I can't find it. I like that guy in the background of that one. He's just digging. He's not even paying attention.
He's a really good... I know, but he's a really good actor, that Saw guy. He looks like he was really in pain.
I think a lot of that's B-roll.
Yeah. But you can see, because at one point...
strobe light warning.
When he took her on the walk and was talking to Batman, Kris and I had been questioning, like, oh, I wonder if they like took the kids away now. But you can see the kids are still there, so no.
Kids have returned.
Yeah. No.
Thing that pushed her. That was an aggressive.
But I'm sorry. I know the pig mask is supposed to be scary, but every time I see that costume, I think it's the cutest little thing.
Cute little thing. Okay, so the next part they're going into is called Shipwreck.
This part is so... Oh, pause. I'll let you talk.
So the person that we see here in this video, you also see in Haunters Are the Scare. This is the neighbor that has gone through and tried to escape. I guess something happened with the camera when Bumblebee was going through it. So they didn't have the footage of her. However, this is being shown in order of what the people went through. So they just use her. It does cut back and forth. So we'll see multiple people going through just to get the overall experience of what happens in this room. This room is called the Shipwreck.
And it was not there in 2009. And I would like everyone to note about how much more water is involved in 2010 as opposed to 2009. I'd also like everyone to know about how incredibly unsafe.
Oh, this is an insurance. This is an insurance nightmare.
Like waiting to happen. Like
how nobody gets hurt is beyond me.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Right.
without further ado,
I am going to skip his story.
yeah, skip her little talking because she's like, he's talking the history of this ship. Yeah, I know, because she's like, why they didn't have to die.
I'm telling you this for your own good.
So they have hoses going, fans blowing. Is that cord? That's cord.
Yes, that's why I said it's a safety issue waiting to happen, because it's also like pitch black. And there's tons of these cords all zigzagged around the room like that.
Those are like those metal cords.
I know. And people dressed in trash bags.
Yeah.
I think it's meant to be just a pitch black experience where you're like feeling around and it's like wet.
Right.
And windy.
Well, I think the bags are supposed to be like sails because you're on a shipwreck.
But look at that, and it's neck level too. Like at any point.
Look at that. That's just a straight hose being sprayed on a person's face back in 2010. He's been spraying his hose on all the women's face since 2010.
And men.
And men.
On anybody's. Honestly.
Yeah, on anybody's face.
But still, like direct constant contact of a hose.
Is that like a dog pissing on something that he owns?
What? What do you mean?
Like a dog pisses on things.
Rewind. What are you talking about?
Russ spraying his hose on people.
Oh, I get what you're saying. I thought I looked away and there was a dog peeing on someone. My bird's being really loud. Can you hear?
I can.
It should be really loud.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, I think that might be a good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like water sports.
What is that? But look and now you see more cords and they're all tangled.
Yeah, can we remember there's 10-year-olds in this?
Mm-hmm.
Could that maybe why there be a technical difficulty?
Or even 30-something-year-olds who run when they get scared and close their eyes. Like I would have run and clotheslined myself.
Oh, you run full speed into one of those wires?
Yeah.
Right into your throat? Look at that.
I know, but are we being like total like Karens right now?
Oh, I don't like Russ.
I question. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, are we this upset about the safety violations because
this here's the thing.
Because that looks dangerous.
It is dangerous, but here's the thing. We know where it progresses to.
Right.
Right?
Right.
If this was just at some place that it never went more than this, I'd probably be like, I'd go.
Right. Yeah.
But
like I did
not everybody. Yeah, I do stupid things.
Yeah. She is regretting her life choices right now.
Yeah.
We are Karens. Thank you, Stacy. We are.
Because she was in deep, I'm sure he talked her into why it was okay what they were doing.
Yeah, and we can't speak for her.
No.
But it's also very cool. So much of this is very cool. Like, and again, I watched the 2009, like, this is very well done for a home haunt. Like,
for a home
really
haunt.
Cool. And now we're in 2010 and I'm seeing kids go through. I'm being reminded that kids are going through this. I'm seeing the added water. I'm seeing the hooding of people and I'm starting to be like, This is not headed in a good direction at all. We know how this ends. Exactly.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
All right.
Click on Act 5. Are we going to be able to finish this within our 2-hour mark?
Well, we might go a couple minutes longer.
Okay.
You know what would be really cool is if the next video showed up. Oh my God. So I got.
Oh, you have to do your thing.
Yeah.
Why don't you just watch the? Oh, because you can't.
What?
On your premium account.
It's not about the ads that are the problem. It's the next video because I'm on my desktop. It's not like the same setup where all the videos are right there.
Took it too far with the abuse just for the sake of abuse. Right. Exactly, Robert. And that's what we are trying to show, and it's going to take a long time. So for the people that...
So this is the last one. This next video is the last one.
Is the last of hers?
Yes.
Okay. So for the people that are either just, joining us now or who are watching this later on replay, didn't see the beginning, I'm going to just say, again, this is part 1 of what's going to be a very, very lengthy series of us breaking down with you in chronological order.
Yeah. We're showing the evolution of where it started to where it is.
Good question. Is Danny Burke still here to answer that one?
So technically, no, nothing legal has happened yet. Is he running tours currently? No, he's not, because of the investigation going on, I would assume.
Well, and more than that, though, because before the investigation even started, the last person to go through was Nathan. Was the last person to go through, who was sent by Ben and Danny.
Yeah. It really should only be used to progress the storyline and the narration, not just to hurt people. There has to be a reason for any of the pain. And right now we're in a home hunt that has kids. There should be none of that. I don't agree with any of that happening in this setting. So we're going to finish up this video here. Yeah. The Pharaohs 2.
This is a new part. I believe we didn't have this in 09. No.
There's just so much more grabbing.
Hiccups.
I don't know, Taylor. I'd be curious to know too what he's doing. I don't think he's doing anything. When I used to talk to him, there would be long gaps of time where he wouldn't do a haunt or anything.
Maybe he'll show up at the protest tomorrow.
Oh, no. Not a chance.
You don't think?
No. Not a chance. He won't be anywhere there. Yeah, and definitely in the air when he ramped up the intensity, but even right now, I don't think this is meant for kids either.
Yeah, I don't think so either, so I'm glad you're saying that, because I didn't know if it's just me being like a wuss.
Right. Thank you so much, Robert.
Thank you.
We want to be able to give you...
He said thank you, sir.
You're included in that. So yeah, we want to just be able to go through all of this, and it's going to be quite a few weeks to get through all these videos, but we are definitely on the path to when the extreme shows start.
And I'm really excited for when we get to there's a panel that he was on that I really want to break down.
That's a weird Frankenstein. Does it give Chippendale vibes?
Those lights are what we use when we do ghost hunting.
Yeah.
It does give Chippendale vibes. And it's weird that they were like touch his chest.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's creepy.
That's a sexy Frankenstein.
Hey, Mr. Frankenstein.
That makes things kids right, Taylor. Yeah, there's no cursing. I'm just giving you a hard time, Robert.
So, look, they're grabbing her.
The grabbing and pulling is really...
And the kid's trying to pull his mom back. Did you notice that? He was holding...
Mm-hmm.
He just doesn't even want to look at this point. Just screaming in her ear like that.
I was thinking, like, it would be hard for me to not, after a while, just, you know.
Yeah. I've decked one person in a haunt.
Have you?
Yeah, and it was just a reflex. I didn't mean to.
Right. No, that's what I mean. Like, just eventually getting so overstimulated that I would just...
Yeah, they got me just right.
Oh, that scared me.
But this is not Russ this time.
This is not. Notice it's the same costume, it's the same room, but it's not Russ.
Good sound effects.
Yeah.
Alright, fast forward a little bit.
I know, we did kind of just brush over the fact that you punched someone.
Oh, did somebody say something?
Taylor's like, what? Tell that story. What happened for you to punch someone?
It was weird. It was just a knee-jerk reaction. They got me just right, and my guard was down, and I swung. Unfortunately, made contact for the person.
I think you punched that snake that dropped down in Salem, too.
No, I didn't touch that. I think I used you to move the snake.
You did. You told me afterwards you did.
Yeah. This girl's done.
Interesting that you bring them up because they were on a panel with Russ that we're going to review later in this series.
Oh, so the whole time she's been talking about how she hates chainsaws and told that there would not be chainsaws.
Yeah, she kept being told over and over again, there are no chainsaws.
Chainsaw. Her kids at this point are gone. She has left her kids.
Yeah.
Her kids are dead.
And she's holding Russ's hand, and he's bringing her.
Was he?
To play? Yeah, because you said you want out of here, and she goes, "Yeah." That was him pulling her around to different places.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Yep.
Yep.
She's pissed. Wonder if she had like a chainsaw accident when she was young or something.
She lost her pinky toe. You know, I could see him telling her we're filming a big movie and I want you to be the star of it.
Yeah, that's what he tells everyone.
Yeah.
You're the star of...
You're going to be the star of
this movie.
Now, I will say this. At least it focused on her. In the early days, Russ hasn't really taken over the stardom role yet.
Do you want to answer that question?
I can't see the comments.
Oh.
What question? Put it up.
I don't think you know the answer to that.
How many people were asked to give their stories for the Monster Inside movie? Was there anyone who declined to speak on camera about their experience? That's not really something that I should answer. A lot of people were asked, and there's also another documentary that was going on around the same time, which a lot of people went with that one. However, I don't know if that one's still going or not because that one was never released.
Well, and I'm sure you probably also don't know everybody that will, like, you weren't on production.
Yeah.
So they could have asked people before they even met you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I am scared to death. This is the place to be. If you're ever not scared, this is the place to be. I love horror films.
Exit interviews begin.
I can't even breathe. Oh my god. Oh my god.
What's the scariest
Is it gone? Are you sure?
What's the scariest thing for you?
The chainsaw? The whole house is scary. I don't know. Is he here? No! He's coming back.
I wouldn't trust him either, sweetheart.
Sure? Okay. Thank God. I couldn't even breathe. Hell yeah. Super scary. Oh my god.
Yeah. He has end credits.
And then his credits.
That's so
It's weird.
weird. So weird.
Maybe we should start doing end credits. At the end of our, once the series is done in like 17 weeks or however long it takes us to get through this, we'll do end credits and we'll credit everyone in the chat.
Well, we got opening credits.
We do, do we?
Yeah, we
do. Oh yeah,
have
we do. Yes.
So.
You did a very good job, by the way.
Thank you. Right. So I'm going to.
Maybe those weren't her. Do we know for a fact that those were her kids? Like they could be her cousins or the other people, adults.
Yeah, it could have been the other people's kids. Yeah. We really, honestly,
we just started calling them her kids, and now everyone's like, just like that one guy where like Sandy's husband. Like, we're just
that's
making up their backgrounds, and
that's us assuming.
Yeah,
but either way, there was little kids there. I don't think they should have been there. We saw the evolution. We saw a great home hunt with Sandy. Then we saw the introduction of the water. We saw the introduction of the aggressive touching. And that was how it all started to roll and snowball. Next week, when we come back, I think we are going to go over that panel that you talked about where it's the introduction to the extreme. No, we're not there yet.
I don't think we'll get there yet because so we just watched 2010 and that doesn't happen until like 2013.
Yeah, so we need to go through.
So there is some 2011 changes.
Yeah, so
we might get there.
We'll watch it, but I don't think we need to go as in depth on the home haunt now, unless there is some very important things to point out. Because we just watched 2 hours of the same tour, 2 years apart. So we are definitely going to go from probably 2011 to the end of 2013 on our next episode.
And there's that weird, like I would say that in between time is kind of weird because it is still kind of home haunt.
Yeah, it's a hybrid.
Extreme haunt, it's like a hybrid. Yeah, like the extreme doesn't start yet. You guys will see. Stay tuned. I'm not allowed to give spoilers. I've given way too many already, apparently, throughout the whole episode.
I could. I know one of them.
Really?
Yeah, he'd do it too. I'm pretty sure he'd do it.
Why don't you think of Thank you for the very, very good idea, Taco. Why don't you think of these things on your own?
Oh no, I was just talking to him a couple weeks ago too.
You should have been up here this whole time.
So I'll see if he can join us next week while we're still in the home haunt saga. And then awesome. We are going to be blessed with the one and only charming Mr. Brandon Vance.
Brandon Vance.
Once we hit the extreme portion of it. So, yeah, definitely. He's already told his story before on other things, but I know he'll come up if I ask.
Cool.
He will for sure. So cool. I'm going to actually reach out to him. Thank you all for hanging out with us for 2 hours. This is one of our longest streams, but I'm excited about this series. I'm excited to do this dive because everybody asked for that timeline, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's been some very successful timeline videos out there, don't get me wrong. But I'm excited to go into detail about the timeline and finally people being able to see what a home haunt is, because I think everybody, when they just hear about it, they envision different things.
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
And we saw a traditional boo haunt. Oh, thank you so much, everybody, for all the love out there. If you haven't already, please give a thumbs up to this video. And if you are not subscribed, subscribe and hit the notification so that you don't miss any part of this series. We are also later this week going to be over on Haunted Road Trip, where we are going to recap my Madison Seminary experience.
That was that was crazy. And it's ironic. It's funny because I do paranormal investigation lives a lot, but I don't usually like watching them, and because it's hard to get a lot of activity.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got so much activity. Like
I started
getting there was a lot of activity, and including running. Like we
caught audible running towards us.
Yeah. And I had a bunch of my weird
moments.
I don't know what they're called. Intuition. I wasn't with him. I was afar getting like, okay, we'll leave the weirdo. People already think I'm a weirdo, so like we'll leave that weirdo part of
We're
it
weird
over
enough.
on Haunted Road Trip.
Yeah, we have separate lives, right? We don't talk about being buried alive to our ghost friends.
Right.
And we don't talk about talking to dead people to our extreme haunt friends.
Extreme haunt friends, right. We keep those things separate.
We started 2 different channels.
Yeah, because they're both weird, and you can't be too weird. You just gotta be you're our weirdo. We're gonna start having different factions fighting. We're gonna have the paranormal people fighting against the
I think the paranormal people want to get rid of us.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they're done with us.
I'm so sorry, Taylor. I remember it all so vividly now. We did an escape room too.
Yeah.
All right. So
we did an escape room too.
It was like a week. He was here for a full week.
Oh my god.
All right. Everybody, thank you so much for coming out. Click a thumbs up, click subscribe, and stay tuned because we will be posting more stuff. Thank you all for all your support, and have a good night.
Good night.